Hey, how's everybody doing? You might have seen that there's a brand new Samurai Pizza Cats video game coming out. Amazing, after all these years. And they got the original cast involved and all the animation looks perfect and the colors look perfect. Roll the trailer again.
We are the Samurai Pizza Cats!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Samurai Pizza Cats are back with a brand new video game!
That looks good, doesn't it? I am super excited about that, and it gives me a really good excuse to dust off my Samurai Pizza Cats collection. Now, I might have the biggest Samurai Pizza Cats collection in Europe, maybe, I don't know, I think so. Because there's not a lot of us out there. There's not a big Pizza Cats community. I think it's like 12 people. But there's some really nice items here. I want to show them off. My name is Vince, this is Meat in Mind. And let me show you my Samurai Pizza Cats. So let's start things off with the first Samurai Pizza Cat that I got. And that's this guy over here. This is Miasma O'Toole of the rescue team. So, funny story, as a kid, I never saw Samurai Pizza Cats toys. I loved the cartoon and I always assumed that they were toys, but I never saw them. So, as you do in the days before the internet, you just think they don't exist. And then as an adult, I started Googling around and I found this abandoned Flickr page with photography of Samurai Pizza Cats toys. And I went, they do exist. So that's when I went down the proverbial rabbit hole, and this one is the first one I purchased with his very cool sort of tank tread feet and his chainsaw arms. Very cool. Now here you see the entire group. We have Spritz the Cat, Miasma O'Toole, General Katten, and the very lame Bat Cat. And I think my favorite out of the four in the rescue team is General Katten, simply because of his unique shape and his giant cannons on the back and just this very cool little smirk on his face. He just looks really good and looks very different from the rest of the cats, so quite a unique look. So when I first started collecting these, I started out with the European boxes as they were released in France and Italy and Spain. And these were the pre-assembled figures, so they came in this styro container and they were sold as action figures. And you would think that those were a little bit, fragile and they would come apart really easily. And it makes a lot of sense when you find out that in Japan, they were sold as model kits. So similar to Gundam, they were these snap together model kits on sprues. So you would build your own figures, which of course is very normal in Japan, but a relatively novel concept in Europe. So what you see here in front is all my loose European versions, and in the back I have the unassembled Japanese versions in the box. So I could technically double up, but I think for now I'm going to keep those unbuilt and display the Europeans. So the rescue team was hard enough to find, but of course the rescue team are sort of the B players, if you will, the side characters. What it's really about is of course the main cats. Here we have Speedy, Polly and Guido in their original toy form. I've put them in a protective case because I'm very, very careful of them. They're hard to find. They were already expensive when I collected them, I think about 10 years ago, but recently the prices have been absolutely insane. So here's another example of the difference between the European and the Japanese boxes. Here's the European release of Polly in the box with the flap, very nice, with all the extra parts, the bird and all the armor bits to make her combine to that super mode. Looks lovely. And here is the Japanese version, somewhat smaller box, the model kit to assemble, a little bit dented, but I'll take it. They're really, really hard to find. But yeah, the main three cats. Guido with his umbrella, Polly with her flute, and of course, Speedy with his magical Ginsu sword. Look at that. Now, these things came with a really cool feature as the show was very comedic. I don't know if you remember, but like the English dub was infamous for basically people improvising their dialogue, but the original Japanese version was also very witty and lots of jokes. So what they did as an action feature is they made the mouths move so they can yap. Really cool, nice little feature. I wish they made this a different color though, because they kind of look like ducks now, but still a very unexpected little action feature, especially for figures that you put together yourself. Similar to the rescue team, I have all the European boxes for them, and behind them the Japanese boxes completely unassembled. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Took me a couple of years, but I've got them. While we're on this side of the shelf, let me show you these other versions of the main three cats. These are different model kits. They are a little bit more detailed, but only if you paint them properly. They're more traditional model kits, so they require a lot more craft and paint to make them look like this. The figures inside are a little bit more, basic, like no moving hips and stuff. You have to paint a lot of it to get it to look right. So I haven't built these, and I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna keep them around simply for the very awesome, very Japanese box art. So Speedy, Polly, and of course Guido Anchovy. Also on this end is a original Samurai Pizza Cats board game, which I haven't really looked into yet. It's all, quite minty, but it has these little mini figurines. Again, these need paint. They don't look like this in the box. We can have a look, I think. So here's the game board with loads of illustrations that I haven't seen used on other pieces of Samurai Pizza Cat merch. Instructions and everything. Cardboard bits, but also these really lovely game pieces, which are different from the Keshi figures that I'll show you in a minute, because these have the little stands. But yeah, very cool little kit. One day I'm going to figure out how this game works and play it. We'll see. Speaking of games, what I have here is the original Famicom game for the Nintendo Famicom, Samurai Pizza Cats. It is supposedly a really good game. I've heard from people who actually know their stuff. I don't have a Famicom, but of course I wanted the cartridge to display with the collection. Ooh, something really special. So this is quite an oddity. This is Lucille from the Samurai Pizza Cats, and it looks a little odd in this brown paper box, and the branding looks kind of stickered on. And this set really puzzled me for a long time, because if you look inside, you'll see it's a hard resin model kit. So this is solid, this is not hollow, these are all resin pieces. So it looks a little bit like somebody's hobby project, but it does have the official seal of Samurai Pizza Cats. So this is a seal that's on all the Samurai Pizza Cats merch. So after some research, I found out that this is indeed what they call a garage kit. So this is people pouring resin and making these kits in very small numbers, but it's officially sanctioned and officially recognized as Samurai Pizza Cats merch. So it's not a knockoff. It's not a knockoff. It's a garage kit. Which brings us to the holy grail of the collection. If you look at the back of the original boxes, you would see the great Catatonic, the giant robot that showed up when the Pizza Cats would all combine their powers, and it looked absolutely awesome. For ages, this was the only picture that I ever saw of this thing. And it wasn't until I saw some photographs on the internet of one single person who had one that I knew it existed for real. And it took me, I think, 9 years to find it. And I did. I finally found it. Here it is, the Samurai Pizza Cat's Great Catatonic. It is absolutely gorgeous. So this too is a model kit. So I had to go through the blood, sweat and tears of putting this together with Japanese instructions and a correction sheet on the Japanese instructions in Japanese. So a lot of Google Translate and a lot of Google Lensing, but I managed to do it. Here he is, and he's absolutely amazing. And the fun part is, he does transform. There it is in all his majestic sphinxness. Look at that thing. It's a robot you build yourself, and then it transforms into a sphinx. How cool is that? And you would think that after like 8 or 9 years of looking for this thing, that I would be done, right? You would think that's it. The irony was that after searching for this thing, a few months later at a toy show here in the Netherlands, of all places, in Utrecht, the Dutch Vintage Toy Fair in 2019, 2020, suddenly there was a seller who had another one for sale. So this one was slightly incomplete. He was missing some of the model kit pieces, but I managed to piece it together by finding another incomplete one about a year later and Frankensteining this extra one together. So Catatonic, second Catatonic, and Catatonic and a half. So these are all my spare pieces of Catatonic. They don't make a third one yet, but maybe one day I'll find another junker and make a third one. We'll see. While we're here at the Catatonic section with his original box, you'll find the Catatonic trading card. So this is of the Samurai Pizza Cat's trading card game, and this one is exceptionally hard to find. Can go up to crazy prices of like $300, $400. Found this one for $30, so I was over the moon. So these two are not the only difficult pieces to find in Samurai Pizza Cats. This one, the Pizza Parlor, is very difficult to find as well. It's a playset for your little Keshi figures of the Samurai Pizza Cat's pizzeria that can open up and has that gun that actually fires out the little Keshi figures if you're brave enough. So this was really difficult to find, but I got lucky. Imported this from Japan in this lovely box. Still had all of its pieces, and it even came with a piece of pizza dough that was 30 or 40 years old that you could make your own little pizzas with. I did not taste it, no I didn't. But yeah, here you can kind of see what it looks like on the inside. Amazing playset, has all the Pizza Cats with their pizza delivery gear, has the firing gun mechanic from the show. Very cool piece to have. So besides small Keshi figures and the bigger model kits, Bandai also put out these Sofubis, these hollow figures. And here we have Seymour Cheese and Bad Bird, unfortunately without his tail and without the wings. And they came in a set of 5 with the main 3 cats and some weapons. And they're a little, chunky and different, but this is one of the few versions of the bad guys as action figures, so I had to have him. Also in this corner is my collection of Keshi figures. So these are all the tiny rubber eraser figures of the Samurai Pizza Cats. So they come on these little sprues that you have to cut loose yourself. And there's all these different colors. There's the traditional flesh-colored ones. There's red. There's blue. There's also green, as you can see here. And some of them even come with little accessories like their pizza delivery kit. Very cool, very hard to collect, to be honest, because there's so many different ones. And of course, these are, you know, numerous. There are a lot to collect, and they used to come in these Gashapon bowls. So in these Gashapon machines where you would throw your 100 yen piece in, you get like a Gashapon bowl, and then there would be a little Pizza Cats figure inside. Also in this corner is this box that holds the rest of the Samurai Pizza Cats trading cards. So this, I think, is the full deck. I also have these fake ones that, if you can look closely, they look horrible. So I was glad that I got the real set later on. Also hard to find because obviously it was a well-known show, but not the most popular show in the world. So not a lot of people hang on to these. So glad I could find them. Speaking of Keshi figures, there's also these tiny Keshi playsets that you see here. So these were on sale for 300 yen back in the day, which was the price of 3 of these figures. And they were these little tiny playsets. You have one of the tea house here and one of this restaurant that even comes with little tiny squid balls that you can do it live. They came with these little tiny squid balls that you would have to capture as they are coming down this little ramp. That's cute. And these are almost harder to find than the Catatonic and the Pizza Parlor, because these are, of course, not very expensive items. There's one more to the set, the beach set, and I've been looking for that for absolutely forever. You can have a little look. So here you see the Pizza Parlor and the 3 mini sets. I have the tea house and I have the Squid Balls restaurant. I just need the little harbor set. And behind here is a piece of promotional material. I think this was in stores because it shows the Catatonic in his prototype photograph with different colored feet and a few more stickers than he actually has as final release. And it shows the rescue team and how all their weapons would combine and form these power-ups for Speedy. So this is this laminated piece of in-store promotional material. One more thing to show in the category of Keshis is this ball of Samurai Pizza Cats figures with a Seymour cheese that you don't see a lot. Now he's different from the normal Keshi Seymour cheese, as you can see. Like this one comes with a separate tail and this little hand fan, and they're also all on these little bases. So they have these little bases stuck to their feet, while their Keshi counterparts don't have that. But then again, these are different from the ones in the board game set that I showed you earlier. So these are a bit of a mystery. They are official merch, they have the seal, but why these are so similar to the Keshi but different is a mystery. The one and only official Samurai Pizza Cats fan book, as it came out in Japan, and it has all the line art designs of all the original characters as well as scripts, all in Japanese, of course. Some episode breakdowns and some more character art. So this is great to sort of study how the show was made and all the attention that went into those character details and all the different little villagers of Little Tokyo. Awesome to have. There is an English translation of this as well, which I'll pick up at some point, but for now the Japanese one will do me just fine. Another thing that I have here is some very mysterious material that I'm not sure what it says or what it's from, but it has all the line art of the characters. Here's the Catatonic in his Sphinx mode and his robot mode. And here's some baddies, here's more characters. I think this comes out of a magazine in Japan. Found this in Spain, of all places. But yeah, thinking of getting this framed because it does look really good. Are you still watching? Good. We're at the last piece of the collection. It's this original animation cell from the Samurai Pizza Cats show. This is the great Catatonic in action. You can see the pencil drawing behind him, and in front of it, the painted animation cell. Now these can go for crazy prices, but I was really patient and I got lucky. I kind of want to find a way to display the animation cell with the Catatonics and rearrange this whole section, but for now, I'm just really glad to have it. It's a lovely piece. And how can I forget about this guy? This is the amazing modern Sofubi of Speedy that I got last year. You've seen him in my top 10 video of 2024. It's an amazing piece, clearly made by people who are great fans of the show because every detail is absolutely perfect, and it's just a beautiful piece. They've done the poly as well. That's come out, I think, a few months ago. Guido is coming too. At some point, I hope they will do Bad Bird and Seymour Cheese as well. It's a lovely piece. I think it looks perfect. So I hope you've been enjoying this little overview of my Samurai Pizza Cats collection. It's been quite a journey to get all of this complete. Some of the stuff is hard to find to extremely hard to find. I have had to look all over the world for this stuff. Some of these European boxes come from Kuwait, for instance. It's taken me about 10-15 years to get it all together and end up on my shelf. But I am very happy with it. I think I can honestly say that this collection is the biggest Samurai Pizza Cats collection in Europe. And yeah, I'm kind of proud of that. So thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, keep it mid in mind.